When you didn't show up for my birthday in St. Louis, I felt that you wouldn't give me the time and attention that I needed. I told you we should just become friends because it seemed like that you weren't showing me no interest. I
You
seen
wanted
you
me to
enough.
court you and woo you like you was my girlfriend.
I never did want to do that. You
Yes,
just
you
saying
did.
that, okay? But you can
No,
have
that's
that.
real talk.
You can have that.
That's
okay?
real talk.
Woo. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but this gives me vibes that say I can hear men right now. And that's why I don't know man want no masculine woman. Now, no shade to either of these people because I don't know who they are personally, but I thought this clip was very, very powerful and could use some discussion. First, you have him expressing how he feels, and I would like to call this healthy masculinity. He's not being overly emotional. He's keeping to the facts, and he's saying, this is what happened, this is how it made me feel, and even adding to the conversation that he suggested that they be friends because she wasn't really giving him the vibe that she was interested. But notice what he didn't do. He didn't bash her character. He didn't call her any names. He didn't try to gaslight her and tell her her intentions. He just told her what the experience felt like for him. So in this particular situation, this is the healthiest, in my opinion, somebody can bring you their emotions and you should be able to respond to them with understanding, with empathy, with accountability. But in her situation, unfortunately, he got none of that. Instead, she returned the favor by taking his emotions and making him feminine. And what this is a shaming tactic. This is a guilt trip tactic. This is the way somebody tells you that they don't want your emotions, is by accusing you of being soft or of being feminine. And it also says a lot about her, that she is very uncomfortable being told she did something wrong. She's very uncomfortable being told that she was offensive to someone and caused someone pain. And she's perhaps very uncomfortable with resolving issues that she has created or hearing that something came by way of her actions. Now, the reason why I wanted to use this clip is because you hear a lot of men talk about masculinity and lack of accountability. And this was a very easy thing to be accountable for and validate and be compassionate and empathetic about. But normally women may dance around being accountable because usually wrapped up in telling her how he feels, he talks about her character, who she is. Essentially, he tears at her identity. And that can cause anybody to be defensive, and rightfully so. So in those situations, I would normally say, when you tell somebody how you feel, focus on your feelings and focus on the facts. Don't tell that person who they are, what they're trying to accomplish, whether or not they care. Those things give the person you're talking to something to focus on other than your feelings and what you're trying to say. What needs validation, what needs empathy, what needs care and understanding. And oftentimes there's a lot of difficulty with those type of discussions because, and that's when we get into being a little over emotional. When you're trying to convey how you feel, you wrap how you feel into what those feelings made you think about the person that may have caused those feelings for you, or may have created an experience that caused feelings to come up within you. And when you do that, now the person you're talking to has to wrestle with defending their character versus focusing entirely on you. So the best way to do that and get the 100% of the focus is to not throw them under the bus, not to tear down their character, tear down who they are and their confidence, but focus on what happened and how it made you feel, and then put it on their plate and let them deal with it. And that's what you see in this clip. is in this particular situation, he has nothing, there's nothing to argue with, and there's nothing that he needs to prove when he says he feels that she is not interested in him, because she has no other distractions other than to deal with what was stated. You did not show up for my birthday. I told you that I thought we should be friends, and you come off like you're not interested. These things are his experiences, absent his accusations, his projections, and this is a healthy way to communicate. Because then if the partner reacts as she's reacting, now you can say this person is just not interested in hearing how I feel 100% guaranteed, because you didn't give them anything else to be distracted by. You didn't call them any names, you didn't throw anything at them for them to put a wall up. Their reaction is 100% produced by them, because you've done nothing to them but tell them how an experience that resulted from their actions made you feel. And now she has to contend with that. And in this situation, in this particular clip, she chose not to listen to what was said, but to focus on herself and how she feels. And that is a very selfish way to attack the conversation. And in this situation, she's entirely in the wrong, because nothing was thrown at her. Nothing was said about her as far as her character and who she is and her intentions. She wasn't projected onto. There were facts provided. You did not show up for my birthday. I felt like because you didn't, I didn't get what I needed from you. He practically rolled out the red carpet for her to validate him and understand and be empathetic. I am so sorry I wasn't there for your birthday. I know most people want to feel special on that day, and I can understand how me not being there and not making sure I was present could have made you feel like I wasn't interested and you weren't important to me. You see what I'm saying? And validate him. I absolutely do care. If there's something that happened or something that resulted in your absence, explain that. Tell him you understand why he was so affected by this. I can understand why you feel neglected, why you feel like you're unimportant, why you feel undervalued, because even myself, I would want to be acknowledged and I would want my person there for my birthday. So I'm completely apologetic that I didn't show up for you. But instead, she throws an insult. She couldn't handle those emotions and the chaos she might have created, or the emotional imbalance she might have created in him, and say, you wanted me to court you and woo you and treat you like you're my girlfriend. Question: aren't birthdays important to everyone, or are they just important to women? They're important to everyone, correct? So how is being absent for your partner's birthday, courting him and treating him like he's the girlfriend? It has no association whatsoever. It was just a dig. It was just a shot. It was just an insult. It was just hurtful. And it was completely disrespectful. And it lets him know that everything that he is feeling, everything that he experienced is completely valid, because she's continuing the behavior by showing him, even in this moment, when she has no excuses or distractions as to why she has an attitude, she cannot be present and acknowledge that she's hurt someone. And now is the perfect time to show him that he is important and she cares about him. So pay attention when people bring you their emotions, and hopefully the people that are bringing the emotions can learn from this clip as well. When you bring someone your emotions, make sure that you refrain from talking about their character, their intent, who you think they are, what they were trying to accomplish. All of that is your own personal reaction to your own emotions. Don't project onto them, even in a moment of hurt, pain, and confusion. Focus on what took place. You did this or didn't do this as a result. This is how I feel. this hurt me, and put a period on it. You don't need to add anything extra. You don't need to insult. You don't need to call names. You don't need to do anything else to convey how you feel. Just be clear and concise about what happened and what resulted from that occurring as your experience, and put a period on it and put it on their plate for them to handle it. If they still shove that plate back in front of you, they are clearly letting you know who comes first in this situation. And at that point, there's no reason to be confused about what needs to happen. Peace.